Dolphins, we got your back. Saturday noon is the place to be. Catching Dolphins, talking fantasy. From the field to the fan debate. Fins talk today, don't be late. Fins up, we ride until the end with Bobby and Hank. They're your best friend. Kicking off through the weekend vibes. Fins talk, we going live. Bobby fans and fish tank Hank. Miami Dolphins, we got your back. Saturday noon is the place to be. Catching Dolphins, talking fantasy. From the field to the fan debate. Fins talk today, don't be late. Fins up, we ride until the end with Bobby and Hank. They're your best friends. Podcast popping every week, no delay. Join the crew, Fins talk today. Live chat and stats so prime. Miami hustle all the time. News and views will pave the way. Dive on in, it's Fins talk today. Top plays and what went wrong. Breaking down each game so strong. Fans united, feel the beat. Fins talk, family can't be beat. Fins up, we ride until the end with Bobby and Hank. They're your best friends. Podcast popping every week, no delay. Join the crew, Fins talk today. Fins up, we ride until the end with Bobby and Hank. They're your best friend. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Fins Talk today on FTSN. I'm Bobby Fins Talk, joined this week by the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Fish Tank Hank. Hank, how you doing, brother?
You know, after that introduction, I'm doing much better. You know, I was feeling a little, how shall we say, tired. So it's a good thing that we had a nice introduction there. I see we have new music. So
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to have to put on my rapper's hat and make us a new song.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I know you had 2 weeks down in South Florida partying it out, 2 weeks of Dolphins football. Week 1 was great. Week 2, not so much. I missed you last week, and so we're going to touch very quick on your thoughts on that game. Just what the hell happened in your opinion. And thank you, Aladino. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for watching. Great intro. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you so much. And then, the elephant in the room, Tua going down to another concussion, IR for at least 4 weeks. So, so let's get started on just that before we get into Sunday's game and Skylar and what our confidence levels are. But very quick, since we haven't heard from you, you were there live Thursday Night Football.
Yes, I was.
Man, every year. It seems like the past couple of years, at least, we've always been it's confidence starts to build up because you see at least the front facing end of the talent of this roster. You think the third year in under Coach McDaniel that these guys would get Buffalo out of their head. They're going to win this game. It's at Hard Rock under the lights, the humidity, it all favors Miami. It goes down, not the case. Miami gets bullied. Tua gets knocked out of the game. It just wasn't what it was. Obviously, from my end, I'm watching it at TV, and I'm deflated. You're there live. How did you feel watching that game, and what do you think? Why the hell did Miami get beat down the way they did, in your opinion?
Well, we didn't execute on offense at all. It was a mixture of things. It wasn't any one particular thing in my mind. Coach could have called plays a little different. The offense just wasn't clicking, bro. It just wasn't. The defense was doing okay. I mean, Josh Allen and the boys are going to get some points. They're going to get some points every time they come out. Now, 31 points, that's better than 40 or 50 that they usually get on us, right? Now, all we needed to do was score a little bit. We had 10 points, but it was just so flat. And then Kelly and I, we decided to leave. And as we were getting ready to leave, that's when Tua got that's when Tua knocked himself out of the game, I guess you could call it. And I was like, I've seen enough. And then we went back to the house after that. I didn't sitting there and watch them and all that. I left. I was like, at that point in time, it was, halftime basically, and I was like, there's no purpose in this. We're not gonna go anywhere at this point, and it's just a very upsetting game. So, and I was tired. I'm not in my 20s or 30s or 40s anymore. So, and we were just sweating our butts off. So I just said, come on, honey, let's, Two is out. Nothing's going to happen. And, when he got up, the crowd, to walk off, the crowd supported him. And we heard that in the parking lot and such. So, but yeah, it was very disappointing. It's the same old thing that happens with Miami. They'll do great. And then all of a sudden the wheels come off the bus. But if you look at the Jacksonville game, the same thing was happening. The offense wasn't really scoring.
Yeah.
The offense wasn't really scoring. And you have all these great players on offense. What the hell? I was like, what is going on? Why aren't we scoring any points? So I was a little, I've been a little taken back on a few of the calls and a few of the plays that have been executed, and we're throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage again and all that stuff, and it just come on, change it up a little bit. Don't be so predictable.
I got to tell you, it's crazy because I know you've been tired and you've had a crazy 2 weeks and it's just life. And, so you haven't really, you haven't been around to hear everyone else talking, but I'm going to be honest. Everything you're saying is everything we've been talking about. I mean, the play calling is what I keep hearing. Cap in the house. Appreciate you, Cap, tuning in. Good afternoon, brother.
What's up, everybody?
He popped in last week. It was great to hear from him. But everything you're saying is what we all are saying. Because again, we could say, man, they didn't show up. But offense wasn't there in Buffalo. Offense wasn't really there in Jacksonville.
No.
I mean, I know it's early. We're in the second week of football, but it's a strange sight to see because it's not like, we got, they don't know the playbook and, this and that. No, this is the third year on the third offense.
Yeah,
in the third year under the same offensive coach and everything else.
This was go time.
And I'm with Cap. What Cap says, because people, the offensive line. No, you can't use that excuse anymore because Cap. Chris Greer said you guys worry about more of the offensive line than we do. So I don't want to hear anything about the offensive line.
I hate that flipping saying. Okay,
I know, but it's like that's why when people go, but the offense, it's like no. We know what they feel about the offense. They decided to go in on this with this. So if they thought they could win with this, they should be winning with it. And they didn't. And it wasn't a good win in Jacksonville, a confident win. And it was a deflating loss in Miami against Buffalo.
Yeah.
So it's just it's a tough vibe all along. Like you were saying, you're like, it's hard to fathom going, damn, how can we have, you're under the third year under the same head coach, 2 straight playoff appearances, no wins there, but still, especially offense. I can understand defense coming off to a slow start, but I've been more impressed, even though defense is not amazing. I've been more impressed with the defense than I've been the offense.
Well, defense that's not saying a lot.
I know the defense is under a new coach. I can understand the defense not being great or good or whatever, taking its time. It's under a new coach. The offense is under the same coaching staff. There is no reason why for any of these guys to be the way they are. So there's something up in the waters of Miami. I don't know what they're drinking down there, what's going on, but it hasn't been good. Now, I will say, and I'm going to get your point on this. All right. I can understand everybody's hot, it's immediate raw reaction. It's week 2. Everybody's high on Miami. Also, they get their ass kicked by Buffalo and they're leaving the stadium or they're leaving their living rooms from watching the game and they're going, it's all over. forget it. Season's over. We're done. Tua's down. You know, they even if the Tua got down, the Dolphins sucked it. The season's over. It's week 2. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not ready to say that. It's week 2. I'm not ready to scout. Like I'm scouting because that's what I do for the channel, and I do a draft show on here. But I'm not scouting to say, oh, I'm already looking forward to this guy coming, and I want it all. No, I don't think the season's over. But Fish Day, I have to ask you because you know how we respect people's opinions. Whatever your opinion is what it is. It's you as a fan. So I have to ask you. I know you. I just said how I feel. I don't think the season's over yet. We'll discuss why. Do you feel right now? It's a two-part question. Do you feel right now that the season's over? Like basically, we're not going to the playoff. We're not doing this year. This is done.
No, I don't feel that way, Bobby. It's like you just said. It was 2 games. We have 4 games without him because he's on IR.
Bare minimum. We're 4 games. Yeah,
bare minimum is he's going to sit out 4 games. I don't think he'll sit out more than that. I mean, he went to Disney on Ice or something like that the day after. So he's not, I guess you could say he's not as bad as he was last time, according to how he's acting and participating and doing certain things. I think he's a little better off. However, it's too much drama, too much blah, blah, and plenty of people have gotten concussions. Boxers get concussions. MMA fighters get knocked out all the time, and you see them with their muscles moving and jerking, but they go right back to doing it again. Okay. Now, is it okay? No, it's not okay that somebody's getting their clock cleaned seems like every other year he's getting a concussion. So with that in place, you either need to learn to protect him or, get him out of there. And with that offensive line, nobody can. I mean, they were asking the guy to get the ball out in 2 seconds and under. It's just ridiculous how they've been running the offense. They should be game planning and scheming but their offensive line is so great that you can't do that. Now, does that mean that they're going to fold in the second week? Hell no, it doesn't mean that. No, you still have all that talent on this team. You have talent coming back after the bye on defense. Big talent coming back. So for me, I'm okay. I think Tyler might lose 1 or 2 of these games coming up. Tyler might lose 1 or 2. But I think he also has the capacity to win 1 or 2 of these games coming up. So, for me, I'm 50-50 with the direction we're headed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's 4 games. So you tell me we got two wins, that's 3 wins and 3 losses, or 3 wins and 3 losses, or 4 wins and 4 losses, whatever we're going to be at. We'll be okay. And if Tua doesn't come back, then after the 5th, I guess that's week 6, he'll be coming back, right? So he comes back, week 6?
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially. I think he will. So I'm going on my opinion that he will.
Yeah. That he'll come back after the.
When he comes back, it's going to be a different ball game. They're going to have to play different schemes than they're currently playing and stop being so freaking predictable. It has to happen, or he's going to get his clock cleaned again.
Great points, and we'll just go very quick. The next few games, either the next game for the Miami Dolphins tomorrow, they play the Seattle Seahawks at 4:00. Then the Tennessee Titans on Monday Night Football, the New England Patriots, and then they go on the bye, right? And then they got the Colts and the Cardinals. So, right, yeah, yes, yeah. So they got the Colts and Cardinals after the bye, and then potentially That's Arizona Cardinals is the game that Tua will come back. That's at Hard Rock at noon. So first off, you hit a key point while you were saying that, and I've been saying this as well. Could they? We'll see. The Dolphins have too much talent to go winless in this situation.
Yeah,
I don't care who's at quarterback, even though we both said with Tua going down, that's going to be a tough road ahead for the Dolphins because they rely a lot on Tua. But when you have the talent you have on this roster, I know the back end of this talent is not great. The depth is not great. We knew this going in, but the front end of this talent should the leaders of this offense and this football team need to step up in this situation. If Miami could come out of this, 1, 2, 3, 3-1, 2-2, if they at least could split it, not 1-3, not 0-4, 2-2, 3-1. Of course, 4-0 is amazing, but if they come out of there at least 2-2, let's say worst case scenario, that's the best case scenario for the Dolphins because at that point they're 3-3, right? So they kind of started even sled there against Arizona, and and I'm going to tell you, I know a lot of people, and I was saying Miami, and I'm banging the table. Miami needed to go get a legitimate backup quarterback. You look at what Jacksonville did with Mac Jones, Sam Howell in Seattle, Justin Fields in Pittsburgh behind. But Miami didn't do that. They said, we're going to go with Mike White and Skylar. Mike White gets cut. They bring in Tim Boyle. Now they got Tyler Huntley. They brought him in. Huntley is on the practice squad. Which,
what do you think about that?
There's potential there, right? I mean, especially he's fast. He has a big arm. It's not like, oh, he's going to save the world, but he is an exciting prospect on this offense. Let me tell you why I titled this show, The Sky is the Limit for Skylar Thompson and the Miami Dolphins. Skylar, again, has been in this offense under Coach McDaniel for how many years? 2 seasons now, right? He's familiar with this offense. He has had 10 days to play with the first stringers. He's sitting with Tua. He's talking to Tua. Tyreek is really throwing confidence his way, saying, man, Skylar is, it's big arm. He does things that are not that a typical, he's really pumping him up. Mike McDaniel, though, now is focused on, okay, I know Skylar's my starting quarterback. How can I build this? How can I maneuver this? How can I maneuver this offense to Skylar's strength? He had 10 days to do this. So this is an amazing opportunity for Skylar Thompson. Very few people get second chances in this league. He came in a couple seasons ago, closed out the year, didn't score any touchdowns, didn't throw any touchdowns, but still the Dolphins went to the Buffalo, and they were a couple plays away from winning that football game. If, a couple guys caught a couple balls, we could have been talking differently about Skylar Thompson. I think we're going to see a better version of Skylar after 10 days. I think less pressure should be on Skylar, but more on Mike McDaniel. This is Mike McDaniel's opportunity to show that he's a head coach, that he's a damn good head coach. It's very easy when you got all your shiny pieces available to you. Let's see how good you are without Tua as your lead guy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. The sky's the limit, because if Skylar could take an opportunity here, you have Tyreek, you got Jalen, you got Devon Achane, who's really showing up. 10 days of practice with first-team reps, 72 undefeated, throwing it out there as well. Great to see you, Mr. McMillan. Great to Acamillan. Good to see you. This is huge for Skylar. And again, Seattle's a tough team. In Seattle, West Coast, no doubt. We got the Titans on Monday night. The Titans are not a good football team. Even if Miami goes to Seattle and lays an egg, go into Monday Night Football with that football team, there's no way Miami should lose that game with anybody at quarterback. So I'm confident that even if we lose this game, we're going to see a better version of Skylar, where we're going to be confident that, hey, we could come out of this on the other end, not looking pretty, but looking better than we thought. But I think this is more on McDaniel and the leaders of this football team that all got major deals. Jalen Ramsey, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. This is huge on them. You need to step up. Pump up your boy, Coach McDaniel. You just got a contract extension. We praised 2 years in a row. You've made the playoffs. You've lost in each one. You had Tua as your quarterback. Number one offense in football last year, but started to stag out. You ain't nothing the last 2 weeks. Your offense ain't nothing the last 2 weeks. You need to show up and show out. We don't need the number one offense. We need a winning offense. We need an offense that's going to put enough points on the board to win the football game.
We
you haven't
need
been doing
points.
That. Go ahead, Fish Tank.
Haven't been doing it at all. I'm agreeing with you over here. I'm sitting there backing your words. I totally, I just don't understand it. You have all this talent. Like you said, you paid for all this talent, and you're doing nothing on offense. You scored 10 points one game. What did we score on the first game? What did we score on the first?
20 points.
20 points. 20. That's piddly. That's nothing. That is, you know what I mean?
Fufu Napoli, whatever.
Bada fungul.
There you go.
And I'm reading what Scott Blakely's saying over here, and he's upset about the fact that Tua wasn't great, and Skylar, regardless, it's delusional to think this team had or has a chance. Okay, well, there's an opinion. Everybody thinks that Miami sucked with Tua. Well, 2 winning seasons. I'd say they're doing okay with the kid. Now, have they been great? No, but that's not one player's fault. Our defense melted down. We had a lot of injuries. There was a lot that went to that collapse. And no, he didn't play well toward the end. So you take all those factors, and yeah, that's the case. And he had 1.5 games where he didn't do much of anything. Like I said, we scored 20 points and 10 points with Tua there. And a big part of that has been the play calling. And the execution. And you're missing a lot of discipline on defense. That's why people are running the ball all over us. So, I mean, there's more than just one person making this happen, in my opinion. But, is Tua a driving factor? Yeah, he's the quarterback. He's the starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. And if he's not getting it done in less than 2.5 seconds, which most quarterbacks get about 3 to 4, if he's not getting it done in 2.5 seconds, though, there's a problem. So, I don't blame Tua. I blame the offensive line is what I blame as far as his injuries go. The offensive line is stunk. It still stinks, and it's showing. That's why they can't scheme offensive plays. That's why they aren't using the right packages for their running backs. They're not doing anything right now. Now, can this turn around? Yes. Maybe this last week will make Mike McDaniel go back into the playbook and say, okay, we have Skylar now. We can do this that we can't do with Tua. We can't do this with what we don't have with Tua. So let's make up all new game plan with Skylar and come out cooking. You don't know how it's going to turn around. Remember, every quarterback that's in the NFL can be a star on any given day as long as they have a supporting staff. The kid's been on the team for 2 years with McDaniel going through his brain. And he knows this offense. He knows the plays. He has a strong arm. It's not like he's got a weak arm. So I think we could see some success for Skylar, like you were saying, Bobby, And Tua, if he comes back, I hope he's okay. But, going head first into another player is going to knock you out. You got to slide. You can't go head first.
Well,
so,
and that's why, first off, again, when it comes off, you're not wrong. We all know how we feel about this offensive line. We know it's subpar, just the way it's put together. And it's really with the players that are there. The injury that happened to Tua on Thursday night wasn't offensive. It was him. He ran for it and went head first for whatever reason.
Yeah.
That's what he did. And I understand. First of all, I get pissed off. Evan brought it up on postgame. That I've always been slide. If you're so damn important to this football team, slide. Take care of yourself. Now I understand though. Tua has a heart of a competitor. He wants to win. He was trying to go for that first down. He's not even thinking about it, whatever. But still, it was more him than it was DeMar Hamlin. He was the one who ran himself in there, got himself hurt. This is what's crazy. 72 undefeated. Ken, Color, everyone in here, and yourself, Fish Tank, myself, Fitzstanza, we all know about the offensive line. We're not paid the big bucks to be in that front office to make those decisions. They go, what the hell do they know? They're fans. Well, they're all sitting there laughing at us. What the hell do they know?
Yeah.
Well, listen, Jackass 1, 2, and 3. We may not be paid the big bucks. We may not be doing what you're doing. Hey, I'll give you full thing. You do what you do, and you know what? You're probably smarter than us than we are when it comes to cap and everything. But it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that your offensive line is subpar. And because, as Fish Tank is saying, your offense is limited because of your offensive line.
Yep.
To sit there and go, offensive line is fine. That tells me, that's why, again, I say offensive line is not an excuse for them, Fish Tank. I understand where we come in and where you're saying, man, offensive line. For them, if they ever come out and say, oh, our offensive line. No, you decided that this offense was good enough to be past that offensive line, that we could still perform well enough to win games with that offensive line. You thought you were smarter enough that you could do this. And it's not just on Greer. It's on Coach McDaniel. McDaniel has much to do with the way this team is structured. Let's be real. Again, I'm not a Greer defender at all. I give flowers when they're due. But it's not just on Chris Greer. That's what people up there say, oh, Chris Greer, this football team. No, Coach McDaniel's been here for 3 years. This team is constructed. He was the one. I'm sure it wasn't Chris Greer who said, let's go get Odell Beckham. It was Mike McDaniel who said, hey, let's go get Odell Beckham Jr. We could add him to, even though he's not ready to play. He's going to be gone for 6 weeks before we can even get him. Let's go ahead and use the money to sign him instead of going to sign another offensive lineman to help this football team in any way possible. He decided not to do that. He decided, let's add another weapon who we won't have available to us. We only have 2 healthy receivers on this team right now. Then get out. So let's remember to pass the blame to where it belongs. And again, season's not over. I'm not saying, it's not negative. No, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying, let's be real. It's crazy to think that 3 years in, and in a perfect world, he just signed an extension. In a perfect world, that'd be a great thing because you're going, damn, dude, we have some stability. We know who our head coach is. We're not worried about if we're going to. But when you look at the way the team is built, it's very easy to be mad and trade for superstars and sign people off free agency. It's very easy. It's harder to draft and it's harder to fill out the roster. So that way, when your guy goes down, whether that's Armstead, whether that's Tua, Tyreek, whatever, you're like, you know what? We still have confidence to win. That's why in Pittsburgh, Russell Wilson goes down before he even plays, and they go ahead and put Justin Fields. Now, their defense is safe. And I agree. I saw this here, and forgive me, whoever said it. If you want to throw it again out there, fine. These next few games is going to be on our defense. We need our defense to step up. It's a tall task. But against offenses like Tennessee Titans and the New England Patriots, hold them down to 17 points. Around that, under 20. Do your best. Jalen Ramsey, you're paid a lot of money. You better step up. And it's not just about play. It's also about being the captain of this defense. Get your guys to play at the top. Same thing. Jalen Phillips, Calais Campbell, one of the vets. And again, love those guys. I'm not hating on them at all. What I'm saying is, it's on you. This is your time to show what you're worth this for. That's why, again, it's, people, Skylar Thompson. No, it's not. We're not going to lose because of Skylar Thompson. The Dolphins already lost without him. They were not doing great when Tua was quarterback. This is on Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins leaders to step up and to show we could do this. Because if they come out of here 0-4 Fish Tank or 1-3, then you could throw up your hands and say, how much different is going to be with Tua? How much different? It's going to be a tall task. So let me ask you this. What's your confidence level? Let's say 1 out of 5. Your confidence level in Skylar leading this team until Tua comes back.
I'm right in the middle. Like I said, he's 50-50, so 3.
That's fair. Again, 10 days practicing with the first string offense.
He's had lots of time to do his thing. He's gotten comfortable with the timing of Tyreek by now with that speed, him and Waddle, because he's not used to having all that speed. And then you have the running backs that he's not used to playing with. So, his timing is going to be more important than anything, in my opinion, for Skylar Thompson. And if his timing's on, he could play a great game, especially in Seattle, in my opinion. But we'll see.
We'll see. And you know what, though? And it goes right back to the same type of situation where we're talking about offensive line. When you're looking at the offensive line, you go, why does it look like this? Don't just look at Greer, look at McDaniel. When if Skylar Thompson is crapping the bed against Seattle, Tennessee, and New England, don't go, man, Skylar Thompson, he's trash. No, look at your head coach and go, how the hell did you decide to go into this football season with Skylar Thompson as quarterback? You see him on a daily basis. And again, I understand being there for your boys, and you drafted him and you want to support him. I get that. I'm all for it. But it's also, you have a responsibility not just to your football team, but to the fans and to the ownership to put the best product on the field. And that doesn't just go with your starter. That goes with your backup as well. So if Skylar, and I have confidence in Skylar, I have faith in Skylar that we could go 2-2. 3-1 is the best scenario. I don't think we're going to go 0-4. I have enough confidence to say we're going to go 2-2 in this stretch. How it plays out, we'll see. But 2-2.
Yeah. And
I'll tell you this. That's my confidence level. But if it goes 0-4 and Skylar craps the bed, I don't blame Skylar Thompson. I don't blame him. He's a 7th-round pick. I'm going to look right at Coach McDaniel because you're the one who decided we could roll with him as our backup quarterback. Now,
tell us how you feel, Bobby.
Hey, I got to give a shout-out. Color commentary. I was watching Finn's Tailgate the other day with Miss Finn's. That was a fun show. They were red hot. They were going off, and I think it was a Jalen Phillips subject, but they were awesome. I was having a blast listening to them in the car. He's an awesome dude. Defense Tailgate and color commentary. New attitude. Great to see you. Let me say hi to some people. You guys are watching Finn's Talk today on the Finn's Talk Sports Network. Scott Blakely in the house. We got let me see, Ken as well. Oh, Jesus. I just saw his comment. Mr. Armillan in the house as well. Appreciate you all watching. Aladino, Adam, Cap, my brother.
They got you preaching, Bobby. You're over there yelling at everybody.
Call me Preacher Bobby today, guys. Welcome to my sermon of the Dolphins. What's up, Crazy Dolphin? Great to see you, brother.
Fins up, everybody.
Just to throw this out here while everybody's tuning in, as you see here, wearing my Miami Hurricanes hockey jersey there, representing the Hurricanes football team. Fish Tank wearing the Dolphins gear as always. But the Hurricanes today, they play against South Florida at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have a live at tailgate, live on location, Caneswear podcast. They're going to be live at the tailgate. Brad is going to be there, and it's going to be a great show. So if you guys aren't doing anything later, you want to catch some cool Canes content, tune into the channel. Brad will be live on location in Tampa for the tailgate, getting everyone else's thoughts on the game. Canes are 3-0 right now, and Cam Ward, QB1, numero uno there in UM, is the leading candidate for the Heisman Trophy. It's only 3 weeks, I know, but still, that's pretty damn cool. And guys, if you want to get Hurricanes gear, Dolphins, Canes, Heat, Marlins, Panthers, go to Caneswear at in Miami Fanwear, 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Florida. Or if you're in Orlando like Fish Tank, or Tennessee like me, or Texas like Steve Malloy, or wherever, you could go to caneswear.com, check out their latest merch, and you could order right there, or you could call the store and order there. Say, hey,
is there a promo code they can use?
No, that's with the Greatest Show on Surf, which I'll get to in just a minute. But yeah, Caneswear, just tell them that FTSN sent you. But anyway, moving on, Fish Tank, keys to the game.
Keys to the game. Okay.
What are your three keys to a Dolphins victory against the Seattle Seahawks tomorrow?
Well, let's start with the first thing that I talked about earlier, discipline. The defense has not been disciplined up the middle against the run, in my opinion. I think they can do a better job. So, my opinion, if the defense stays disciplined and they keep the receivers from just exploding on them on the corners, which we could very easily take on the wide receivers from Seattle if they put in the time and they're disciplined. That don't just let them go. Because Geno Smith, he should be under a lot of pressure from Phillips and the gang. So if our defense shows up like I think they can, like they did kind of against Jacksonville, I mean, look at it, Calais Campbell just busted out and sacks them right off the get-go. That was a beautiful start to a game. And then, outside of discipline, we need to score some points. The bottom line is we need to score some points. And in order to do that, our offensive line has to communicate. But the biggest part of it is Skylar Thompson's timing has to be on. If his timing is off with this offensive line, the running backs and the wide receivers, we'll have nothing but problems all day long. But I don't see that happening. Not with 10 days. You got 10 days to get ready. I see him coming out and looking as good as he's going to look over this next 4-game stretch. He should look good in Seattle, believe it or not. And most people say you're taking the long trip over and all this. Yeah, but you know what? A lot of those players that are alpha males that don't like losing, they have a bitter taste in their mouth, and they're going to step it up knowing that Tua's out to begin with. They're going to step it up, some of those players. So discipline, timing with Skylar Thompson, and we have to win the turnover battle. We have to win the turnover battle in Seattle. It's that simple. We got to get in there, get the ball going, get some sacks, pressure Geno Smith, make things happen around him. Geno's pretty cool cucumber and all that, but that doesn't matter. Not if our defense starts to come alive like I think they can, and they remain disciplined and people don't get out of their assignments.
Love it. And color commentary, nay, don't concede an inch to nobody. The Back in It Binge podcast. Great to see you, brother. Thank you for watching. Afternoon, gentlemen. Skylar has great experience for this situation. It's all on McDaniel and his game plan. Absolutely, I agree with that. For me, Fish Tank, I'll say the first thing with Skylar, build up his confidence early. Draw up some plays where he could get the ball out early to his playmakers, gain some yardage, and hopefully get a touchdown as fast as you can to build up that confidence and get him going. There's nothing more important for any player, especially the quarterback position, than confidence.
You're saying go deep on the first play.
Build up that confidence. Use that arm. You use your playmakers. Get him hot.
Play, I want to see it.
Yeah. Get his confidence level going. Secondly, it falls on McDaniel. Your play calling and game and time management skills. Show up. This is your time. Do not be out coached by a rookie head coach. You're in your third year. McDonald is no joke. He's doing a great job in Seattle, taking over for Pete Carroll. They're 2-0, I believe. He's doing a great job, but this is your time. This is a huge opportunity. I know Tua's not there, but this is your chance. You still have a lot of good talent on this team, but to show that you could adjust to any situation, that you could will your men to win. But again, it has to come to play calling. Now it's different. See, the way you've been play calling, Coach McDaniel, is the way you should have been play calling in a situation with Skylar as quarterback. You did that with Tua. You should have been more free. In this situation, though, where it goes, okay, let me get some dink and dunks and get this out and build that confidence. That's what you should be doing with Skylar Thompson. So you're not going to have to do much to adjust your offense, but do just enough to make sure you win this football game. And thirdly, I'm with you 1,000%. Defense. This is your time to shine. Defense wins championships. Hey, defense, all I need you to do is win 4 games. Win tomorrow. Step up. Pressure Geno Smith. Force him out of the pocket. Force him to throw the ball and force him to make mistakes. Their receiving core is no joke. Jalen Ramsey, I'm looking at you. Kendall Fuller, I'm looking at you. Step up your game. And Jordan Brooks as well. do your job. As Bill Belichick would say, just do your job. That's how I feel. Fishing, am I frozen to you? Yes, right?
Yes,
frozen.
you're frozen, homeboy. You're frozen, but
I'm
everybody
just so
can hear
fired
you.
up. I'm just so fired up with such burning hot takes, and I'm kicking ass right now that I've burned my camera. So I'm going to back out. I'm going to come right back in, Fish Tank. The floor is yours until I come back, sir.
All right. The floor is mine. Okay. So, what do you folks out there think? What do you think Miami has to do? Obviously, our play calls have to change. We all know that. That was kind of a given, so I didn't even mention that. But, what is McDaniel doing? What do you think? Do you think we should bring in a offensive coordinator to take over the reins for maybe the rest of the year or something if we flop in Seattle? I don't know. Something's got to help this guy with the play calling, because he can scheme everything before the game that he wants to scheme for different situations. But why he continues to push that he has to call the plays, I don't know. Higher cases, OC. Yeah, well, there's a lot we can do. He is too slow in getting the plays in. Yes, I totally agree with you, New Attitude. That there has to be something new going on for this team with Mike McDaniel. And I think Skylar Thompson might actually be the key to help him start calling better games. Believe it or not, because he's going to have to go back and look over everything he's done to this point this year and say, why aren't we scoring? What's keeping me from these play calls? What happened on this game? If he's not looking at himself by now, he's running with blinders on, which means we're going to run headlong into a brick wall with a Mack truck, and it's not going to feel good. Welcome back, Bobby.
Well, hello, sir. I was just listening. I was just taking it in, and you could finish your point. I think it was great what you were saying there.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much said what I had to say. You were gone for a little while, so I just, man, I'm really steamed up, Bobby. I don't show it that much, but I'm pretty pissed off right now.
I know you are.
I am so sick of saying the same thing. You and I have been together 4 or 5 years, whatever it is now. And I've been saying for 5-10 years before that, they need to do something about the damn offensive line. And here we are again. And what's screwing the pooch? Yeah, play calling. We got that, everybody. Play calling from the coach sucks aspirin bottles. However, we got too much talent on this team, but and it's all going to waste because of the offensive line, because you can't. Do you ever see plays like the 49ers are doing, especially using our tight end a lot? Do you ever see plays like that coming from the offensive line? All those schemed up plays and everything? No, you're not seeing it. You're not seeing the movement on the offensive line because they can't do it. They're not talented enough. And then half the time, the people that you say are great, Armstead's, he's great while he's in, but how many times is he out? So, your offensive line is flimsy. You knew it was flimsy. And once again, you made your stupid comment on how you're not worried about the offensive line like everybody else is. Well, then you're a fool.
There you go.
Sorry. There's my anger.
There you go.
I don't mean to vent in front of everybody, but.
Hey, I think you're speaking truth to power. And first off, George is in the house of the Fins Faithful podcast. Guys, if you haven't yet, go check out the Fins Faithful podcast on YouTube. George, friend of the channel, my friend personally, awesome dude, great stuff, and big plans for the podcast as well. I think he has a special guest coming. He hasn't announced it, but he says it's pretty big. But yes, Hurricanes are on ESPN in prime time tonight. You want to see some winning football in Miami? Watch the Miami Hurricanes. At least they know how to do it. Anyway, just playing. That was me. But you know what? Yeah, there you go, Fish Tank. There you go, boy. The U. Here we go. I love it, Hank. There you go.
Hey, I didn't get to go to a college, so
That's right.
the U.
There you go, my man. You choose right. Love it. I'll, again, and like I was saying before, my camera went out. The way he's been calling the offense is what you do when you have a backup or a young quarterback coming in. You're like, let me play it safe. Let me play it careful. Let me go ahead and not put this guy in a situation where he's at a impacted team. He did that with Tua. He needs to do, again, if he implements that with Skylar, it would make sense. But that's been killing us. I hope that it's the opposite effect. Maybe with Skylar, as you're saying, the offense opens up. Maybe he goes, you know what? Maybe I can start doing this now. Let me be a little more ballsy. Since we're now, even though we're 1-1, the season's not over. It's not the end of the world in his eyes, baby. It's not the end of the world. My back's against the wall. Let's fire this up. Let's go ahead and show up. Let Tyreek, it's time for you're the number one player in the NFL voted by your peers. Show it. Step up. You're going to be the focal point of this offense. Let's run that ball. Let's throw that ball. Hey, Waddle, we just gave you a new deal. Get on it. Devon Achane, you're a superstar. You've been busting your ass. I ain't going to say too much about you, but still, do what you do. Defensive leaders, step up. Yes, sir.
Let me back the tape up a little bit. As far as the as far as Tyreek goes, when Tyreek said, I'm going to get 2,000 yards, everybody complained. When Tyreek said, I'm going to make this team number one, everybody complained that he's being selfish. Now you're saying he's got to step it back up again after he backed off a little so everybody else could do their thing.
Well, again, no, it's not
Just
about
saying, Bobby.
He doesn't need
stepping up every year,
but not the last 2 games.
$2,000.
I know, yeah, and not 2 games though. All right, George.
Past 2 games, he's been stinking it up.
And that's what I mean, though. When your team is down and out, and you lost your start, now's your time to step up. Now's your time to do more than what you did the last 2 games. All right, we don't need 2,000 yards. He didn't get 2,000 yards. You know what I mean? But we don't need that. We just need you to be to step up, and even if it's not on offense and in the way you're playing or statistics, fire up your guys. Get in your guys' face. Stop playing goody two-shoes with everybody. And that goes for the whole team. Yeah, we're all friends. Kumbaya freaking yeah. But hey, Hank, step up your game, man. We need you. All right, Bobby. Hey, Bobby, step up your game, man. You're the head of that. We need you, right? We're all good, but right? Wouldn't it be a better time if the leader stepped up and said, hey, bro, yeah, hey, I love you, man, but you need to get your game up, dude. All right, man, I'm going to get to it. Let's go. Push each other. Now's the time. And I
don't worry, Bobby. Bobby, I'm coming in hot.
I know.
Like an asteroid.
Like, there you go.
Or is that just like an ass? Asteroid. They're both pretty close.
Depends on how you do it. But like Cap said earlier, great to get the drama out now than wait later in the season. If the Dolphins could get over this hump early in the season, this should build up confidence throughout the season. But we just got to go a game at a time. I'm telling
you, if they don't come out flat on offense, we're going to kick some butt, even with Skylar. But if we come out flat again on offense, and he doesn't do great play calling, I'm gonna take my hat and hang it up.
And let me just say this. Again, the sky's the limit for Skylar. I have confidence with 10 days as first string with Coach McDaniel, because Coach McDaniel has that confidence. I'm gonna say the sky's the limit. This is his second opportunity. You see how fired up and emotional he is on it. His head coach from college
Skylar Thompson is the limit.
There you go. Sky's the limit for Skylar Thompson. And there's the other one too. And I'm not saying it because I'm going to say, hey, fully behind Skylar. I want Skylar to do great.
Yeah.
But Tyler Huntley is a way better backup to Tim Boyle. Smart move by Miami there to go and get him out of Baltimore. Not because he's some elite guy and, oh my God, we're going to Super Bowl. No. Maybe, who never knows? But his athleticism, the speed the speed factor he offers at the quarterback position.
Exactly.
So if Skylar lays an egg tomorrow, and hopefully not lays an egg against Tennessee or through the half, I believe that Miami still could be in good hands if they bring in Huntley, because that's going to add a whole new dynamic to the Dolphins offense. But anyway,
Fins up,
Fish
Ray
Tank.
Finkel.
Oh, Ray's in the house. What's up, Ray? Great to see you, brother. Fish Tank.
Yes, sir.
Your official game prediction. Put your prediction hat on. What is your official game prediction for tomorrow? Can Miami overcome, or does Seattle take it?
No. Miami's going to go over there, and they're going to win. That's right, Bobby. You heard it here first. They're going to win. It's going to be a nail biter, though.
Okay. What's the score, my man?
27-24, the Miami Dolphins.
Ooh.
I think Miami gets out of the outhouse, pulls up their pants, and Skylar Thompson makes some plays. I really believe this is going to make Mike McDaniel take a good look at what he can and can't do now, where he's just been going with the skill set of Tua can get the ball out quick. Now he's got a scheme. Now he's got to put time in. He knows that in order for this team to be successful. So does it hinge on him? Absolutely. It hinges on Skylar and the head coach right now. Can the head coach be there for him and still get the plays in? Be there for him and still think about whether he should call a timeout. We need a head coach tomorrow. We need a head coach to step up on Sunday. Don't look at the first-time head coach and look worse than him coming out there. We should be going in there and dominating, to be honest with you. But because I don't quite trust the play calling still, I think it's going to be a nail biter.
Hey, look, if Miami scores 27 points, which they haven't got even close to that, 20 and 10.
That's right.
With Skylar at quarterback, that'd be huge for Miami because it could show growth in the offense, not just as quarterback. Because I know everybody's going to go, oh, they could have scored 27 points with Tua. This will be on the team, which would be epic.
Yes.
And I agree with you. I think it's going to be a nail biter. I have my prediction tomorrow. But nail biter. Crazy Dolphin agrees. He thinks Miami will win 24-17. Another nail biter there. What do you guys think? Obviously we got pregame tomorrow. Hopefully y'all tune in. We'll talk about the key inactives and predictions and all this whatnot with Finstanza. Hammer Time has it 24-17 as well. There you go. All right, guys. I see you. Okay. Oh, Scott got it. Here goes. Scott has it. I'm writing it down, guys, so we could if you're on tomorrow and post game tomorrow night, we could go over it. Scott has it 31-10 Seattle. Oh, that would be disheartening. But hey, I get it. All right. Things to do, so little time, Fish Tank. 24-21 Ray. There you go, Ray. He has it Miami 24-21. Man, that would be awesome. I'd feel so good if Miami come out of here tomorrow with a win. Fish Tank Hank.
Bobby, they're gonna mark it down.
I got you. I've been writing. I'm writing it all down. I appreciate it. Pretty boy, what's up, my man? Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Everyone who tuned in and participated today, we appreciate you all. Sky for the win. Hell yeah, there you go. Crazy Dolphins, Scott, Ray, Back It Up Binge, George, Color, Hammer Time.
Hi, Hammer Time.
Cap, Aladino, everyone who was tuning in, 72 undefeated.
See, everybody thinks it's going to be a close game.
Hell yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Fish Tank, any final thoughts?
No, I mean, I had a great time with you today, Bobby. Even though you left me for a moment. It's all right, though. I still love you.
That's all right. All right, guys. Hey, don't forget, later this afternoon, we're going to have the Miami Hurricanes, the Caneswear Daily Podcast with Brad. He'll be live on location in Tampa for the U, taking on USF. Sink the ship. We drain the swamp. Now it's to sink the ship. Brad with a great catchphrase there. So that will start. I'll get the time now, but I believe 4 o'clock Eastern, possibly. Keep your eyes out. And then, of course, this evening, wrestling fans will have No Holds Barred with me and Josh Kimmel. So I got a busy day. So I got some things to do with the family before all that. So I'm going to hop on off here. But we appreciate you tuning in. That's the one and only Fish Tank Hank. I'm Bobby Finstock. We appreciate you. Like, subscribe. Most importantly, as always, Dolphin fans, fins up.
Fins up.
Chatting stats so prime, Miami hustle all the time. News and views will pave the way. Dive on in, it's Fins Talk today. Top plays and what went wrong. Breaking down each game so strong. Fans united, feel the beat. Fins Talk, family can't be beat.